There are a bunch of reasons Thanksgiving is awesome. 1, it's the start of the holiday season. 2, naps are perfectly acceptable during the day. And 3, Thanksgiving focuses on gratitude, which is a powerful source of happiness. My friend Matthew is from a very big family, and every year they have this huge Thanksgiving dinner at this very long table. And not every member of the family gets along. In fact, Matthew and his brother-in-law just plain don't like each other. And they've always made it a point to sit at opposite ends of the long table. But last year, I guess the brother-in-law he nicked himself pretty badly carving the turkey right about there. And even though the last person Matthew wanted to spend any time with was his brother-in-law, the guys had a towel wrapped around his hand and it was turning blood red. So Matthew agreed to take him to the urgent care and get him stitched up. Now they were on the freeway, the two of them, rolling along at a pretty good clip, when a pickup truck hit a bump and dropped a couple of bags of concrete on the road. And the next thing you know, there's a giant cloud of dust and a stack of collisions crisscrossing all 6 lanes, which Matthew just managed to dodge. But the wreck had tossed a couple of cars on their backs, so Matthew and his brother-in-law pulled over and they helped drag a couple of families out of their crumpled minivans. Now, fortunately, nothing was burning, but a lot of people were not okay. And so Matthew and his brother-in-law had to work pretty hard, helping people out and prying open doors and breaking windows. And by the time the EMTs arrived, the brother-in-law's wound had gotten blood all over his clothes and all over Matthew's too, and it made the two of them look like they'd been at the center of the pileup. Luckily, the EMTs were good enough to stitch up the brother-in-law's wound right there. And after a couple of hours, Matthew and his brother-in-law, soaked in blood and covered in dirt, finally managed to rejoin Thanksgiving dinner just as dessert was being served. And as you can imagine, there were lots of memorable moments after this. But the thing that stood out to Matthew was that his brother-in-law insisted on saying grace before they ate. And what came out of his mouth was the most heartfelt gratitude for the day and for Matthew's company and for the sudden understanding of what kind of man Matthew was. And he felt happier and more thankful than he had been in years. And Matthew sat there, covered in the dirt and dried blood, and thinking to himself, I'm not sure Thanksgiving dinner will ever taste this good again.